Hi, welcome to the Perham Show. Before we have our first guest on the show today, I'm going to take a couple minutes to talk about a really sweet event that is coming up in Perham. Chocolate Saturday, it's February 15th. This is one of the events that the Perham Events Committee puts on, and they put on 5 events throughout the year, and this is the first one of the year, and I am chairing this event. It is going to be really fun. If you like chocolate, even just a little bit, you have to come to this event. And if you really like it, you definitely have to come. Because there are so many retailers, there's so many sponsors that are part of this event, and they all sponsor it to make it possible. And then they all offer different chocolate samples throughout the entire day. So we have everything from, I know one of the businesses is having chocolate fondue, and one is having chocolate wine, there's chocolate cake, there's chocolate muffins, chocolate everything. So you can bounce around from the stores, sample chocolate, and then many of the stores are also having really great specials for that day only, where you can pick a chocolate and there'll be a discount on the bottom of it, and you'll save that off your total purchase. And then some are just doing some store-wide sales. So even if you don't like chocolate, still come out, because there is great savings all around Perham that day. Also, we have planned some really big prize drawings. So we have Cala Floral and Confections in Perham, who has donated they donated a dozen roses, chocolates, a necklace, and complimentary wine. So we have that prize package. We're going to have Nickelodeon passes, so you can come that day only, and sign up for those prize drawings, and we'll be drawing them at the end of the day. And it's just going to be a really, really fun day. So we encourage you to come out. It's Chocolate Saturday, February 15th, all day in Perham. There will be flyers that sponsors will be handing out prior to the event, about a week and a half before, that will list all the sponsors and what their specials are that day. So make sure you grab one of those too. If you have any questions about Chocolate Saturday, feel free to give me a call. Again, I am the chairperson of this event through the Perham Events Committee, and you can call me on my cell phone at 218-209-0453. And thanks for joining me today. We are going to have our first guest on the show coming right up. Hi, welcome to the Perham Show. This week we are at the Perham Library, and I'm here with Susan, the librarian. It's nice to have you on the show again.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes. Now, you have a couple of events that you want to talk about today. And first, we're going to talk about one of the events that the Friends of the Library group is putting on. It's an annual event. Why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. The Friends of the Library every year do an annual fundraiser, and it's called the Table Fair. And we usually do it every year in February, and so that's coming up very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. I was just panicking a little bit over getting everything done. But our event this year will be on Saturday, February 15th, and it will be held out at Wild Oaks, which is the restaurant out at the Perham Lakeside Golf Course now. And we're really excited about that, because they're just going to be opening. So.
Yes, they're just going to be opening, so people will get to kind of experience it first, because I don't even think they're going to be open to the public at that time.
No,
so,
I don't think so.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. So it's February 15th, and this is an event that they put on every year to raise money for different events throughout the year. Why don't you kind of tell us what they use the proceeds for?
Mm-hmm, sure. All of the funds from the fundraiser go to the Friends of the Library, and then in turn over the next year they use those dollars to help fund programs here at the library, all of our author programs, any of our special events like for the summer reading program for the kids, they fund that as well. They help us if we have to buy special pieces of equipment. A lot of the times the Friends will use funds for that, or if we need to purchase books and materials in a certain area, they'll often help with things like that as well.
Okay. And tickets are $50.
$50 per person. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, per person. With that, tell us what's included with that.
Sure. The evening, it starts with kind of a table viewing, because the key of the event is that there are people who have come in and done all sorts of different themes on their tables. They've set the tables to different themes.
Okay.
So you can come in, take a look at the tables, have a social hour, and then we have dinner and dessert, and then a silent and a live auction during that time, and then after all that, we have a little dance with Doc and the Scrubs.
Oh, nice. Fun. So what a fun evening. And we were talking before the show here, and you said that the turnout is usually, I mean, you get over 100 people. So I know some years you've had even as high as 140, you said.
Yeah.
So it's a great event. Now, where can people get tickets at?
The tickets will be on sale now here at the library, and a lot of the people who have decorated tables as well also have tickets for sale. So if you know someone who decorates a table every year, you can probably get tickets through them, or you can stop in here at the library and we can get you set up.
Okay, and that's coming up February 15th.
That's right.
Perfect. Now, the library has a couple events going on right now. One of them is the, I'm going to get it backwards. So,
hot reads for cold nights.
Yes, hot reads for cold nights, which is perfect with this time of year. Why don't you tell us about that program?
Well, every year we do a winter reading program kind of to get people through these really cold, dark winter nights. And so we call it Hot Reads for Cold Nights. And basically all you need to do is stop in at the library and pick up a card. And we give you a punch card. And then for every book you read, we take a punch off the card and you get a prize for every 4 books.
Oh, okay,
so
great. What a fun
it's just
program.
kind of a fun little thing to do during the winter months. But in addition to that, we also a lot of times will have special activities or programs going on during that time as well.
Okay, and do you guys have books that you recommend, some of the hot reads that you recommend for people if they're not quite sure, you know, what they're looking for?
Definitely, yep, we can do that. We really enjoy talking about different types of books. Yeah.
Okay, great. And this is your winter program, and then of course in the summer you have your kids' summer reading program.
That's right.
Okay, and then now with this, you guys have kind of a special event coming up. Why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. We have an event that it's called a history player, and it's an actor who comes out from the Minnesota History Center, and he portrays a special character from Minnesota's history.
Oh, okay.
And so in our case, we're going to be getting a history player who is named Joseph Nicollet, and anyone from Minnesota recognizes the name Nicollet.
Yeah.
And he was a mathematician and a scientist and a map maker, and he mapped much of this area of Minnesota. And so he'll be in town on Monday, February 24th at 7 p.m. And he'll be here talking about his life, what it's like to be Joseph Nicollet.
Oh, fun.
And this is sponsored by the Friends of the Library and also through a Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage grant as well.
Okay, great. And that's at 7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
Should people, do they pre-register for that, or can they just come?
No, it's open to everyone. You can just come. Don't need to register, and it's free.
Okay, perfect. Well, there's always a lot going on here. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on? What are your guys' winter hours?
Our hours are Monday and Wednesday, 10 to 8.
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 to 5. Saturday, 10 to 3. And we're closed on Monday.
Okay.
And the only other thing I'd probably mention is just for everyone to remember, we are still having our weekly story time every week on Tuesday mornings at 10:15, and all preschool children are welcome to come to that anytime.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks so much for being on our show today. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
If people have any questions about any of these events, they can just call the library, of course. And why don't you tell us what your phone number is?
Sure. Our phone number is 218-346-4892.
Perfect. Thanks, Susan.
Thanks.
Yep, we are just finishing up at the library in Perham. If there is anything you would like featured on our show, feel free to call me. My number is 218-209-0453. Thanks for joining us.